What is up, my trippy hippies? What is up? It is Tammy coming to you live from my office today. It is Sunday sermon, and I have missed y'all tremendously. I know that I missed last week, and I'm very sorry for that, but I'm back today. Sometimes you have to miss for a reason, and you have to be okay with your reason and why, right? You have to just be okay with that. So as you jump on here today, do me a couple of favors. Number one, say hello and tell me where you're watching from. And if always, if you are part of the Grateful Fed family, if you're watching, which you are, um, drop us a Grateful Fed. I'm hoping my internet is holding up enough to do this. Drop us a Grateful Fed in the comments this morning. Good morning. Good morning, hippies. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Grateful Fed members. I've got my coffee this morning. I have got my notebook, my handy dandy notebook this morning. I got a couple of card decks because a couple of things we're going to talk about. But we are back on our calm, collected, connected, calm, centered, collected, connected. I'm trying to find my. I think it's the wrong notebook. This is my manifesting notebook. Do me a favor, tag a friend in the comments as well. Say hello. Let me know that you're here today. Good morning. Good morning. It is not showing me your name. So if you could do me a favor, if you are showing Facebook user, please allow StreamYard permission to show your name. Sometimes it makes you come back and do it a couple of times. You've done it before. I apologize. I don't make the rules, though. I don't make the rules. But like I said, we are back today on our sermon series, as what I'm calling a sermon series whenever I get a lot of stuff in from source and I'm told like it's too much for 1 hour. And y'all know I'm trying to hold to an hour at 2 minutes and 31 seconds right this second. I am very much trying to be cognizant of time. They say with social media, you should be brief, be funny, and then be gone, right? Be brief, be light, be gone. I'm not good at the be gone part. The be brief part, I'm not great at, right? I'm not great at that. I'm going to go in here and message my admins and mods to let them know that we are live for Sunday sermon this morning. Sometimes it just takes a few minutes to get all of that done. There we go. Live now, Sunday sermon. Sorry, y'all. I don't like to keep y'all waiting. I know I appreciate everybody for tuning in on time and being here. But this morning, what I did was I was like, okay, I haven't done Sunday sermon, and I felt like it was going to be fire, but I also knew, right? Honestly, 100% knew. I'm like, I don't have anything really planned. Like nothing woke me up at 2 a.m. There's no notes in my notebook from last night, and I was like, but I have a feeling, right, that it's going to be fire today. And I was like, okay, God, I was like, if you're expecting me to deliver some fire, I'm gonna need some words because I don't have them right now. Like I have some gratitudes. I'm very grateful that I am kicking this stuff out. Yesterday was weird. I got up yesterday. We went to Lowe's. We walked around. We got priced out some things. We got some more building material. But I told Red, I was like, I am exhausted. Like I felt like somebody had unplugged me whenever we left. Like just going through Lowe's, just the exacerbation of walking around Lowe's, right? And like having a pace of walking. You know, you're in a store. You're not like gallivanting. You have a pace of walking. And by the time we got out of there, I was literally wiped out. Like wiped out. And I have never tested positive for COVID. Whatever is going on, it's never been COVID as far as a test positive. But man, I tell you what, the fever blisters, the tiredness, the lingering cough and cold kind of stuff. Not sure tests are always positive, but thank goodness we've had an amazing staff here this week. Mel, Selena, all the people that have come this week. Sheila's been here this week. Sheila says, taking Amber to work yesterday, looked up at the clouds and saw eyes everywhere. They're following me. That's so funny. Sheila's been journaling and doodling eyes. But I was like, I don't have the words. Like, I am grateful that I'm on the upswing. I'm like, I have gratitudes. I am excited to be back because I've missed everybody. I was like, but there's something in me telling me that today's Sunday sermon was going to be just fire, that there was a big message that was coming out today. And I did not have the words. So a little bit ago, I was like, you know what? I need to get a shower and get dressed before I go live. This is what I do. I have wet hair, and clothes on. It's about what you're going to see for me getting dressed for a live. And I did that, and then I needed to go. I said, you know what? Let's go outside. Let's go out and let's get our feet in the dirt. Let's go out and touch a tree. Feel the wind. It's a beautiful fall morning. We're still in that phase of autumn here in Virginia, where we wake up in the morning and it's crisp and it feels like pumpkin spice everything. It feels like sweater weather, right? It feels like sweater weather. And then by lunchtime, you're like stripping out of your like leggings and warm clothes and putting on like a tank top and shorts, right? So today I was like, I'm just gonna go straight to the jumper. It's lightweight and cool. It's gonna be what I'm wearing all day long. Morning with Heather. And I walked outside this beautiful fall day, and I have a little patch of dirt that I've kind of claimed as my own. And I went over there, and I got my feet in the dirt. I took my shoes off. I got under the trees. I hugged the trees, and I looked down. And it's interesting because I don't like spiders. I don't like bugs and crawly things. And because I go outside and I'm really at the edge of the forest and I'm in the trees, I'm always cognizant of what creatures might be lurking on the bark of the tree or by the base of the tree or whatever else, right? And I am specifically looking usually for some kind of creepy crawly, right? Like a spider or something that can get me. I'm gonna take a couple breaths on this one because when I tell you, when you don't have a message, when you don't feel like things are, for me, all I have to do is kind of like stop and listen, right? Stop and listen. So number one, I really, really, really encourage each and every single person listening to my voice, right? If you do not have an outside nature routine, a time that you go outside and you put skin to skin with the dirt, feet, butts, legs, hands, back, whatever. Lay in the grass, stand in it, whatever you need to do. But if you are not right now, if you do not have a process in which you go and connect with Mother Gaia, Pachamama, whatever you want to, whatever your name is for Earth, right? Gaia, whatever you want to call it, Mother Earth, Mother Nature, the trees, the outside elements, right? If you do not have a practice right now where you actually go and you have some interaction with nature, I'm going to encourage you. I'm going to encourage you. And every single person that is listening to my voice, whether you live in an urban city, you can find a little patch of grass on the sidewalk. All it takes is a few moments of taking off your shoes and socks and putting your feet into dirt, like finding some good grass, some dirt, something, and just helping reset your body's electrical system, right? It helps to ground you. It helps to make you feel more connected. And when I tell y'all, when I went out this morning, I did that, and I was like, I'm like, I find this little patch of dirt. I really enjoy like walking over here. It really helps me to kind of like find my center. Not only that, but it's a beautiful outside, and it's just great to have the fresh air in your lungs, not just the earth element, right? Not just the earthen element of the dirt underneath your toes, right? Not just that. But you think about, for me, this is how I look at it, right? The sun was shining down in that fire sun energy. So I'm like, I got this fire energy, this sun energy, this flame energy, this strong red light energy. I've got the dirt beneath my toes, right? Um, I have this beautiful pond, which I saw the ripples across the water and watched the water, and I felt the water, little mud puddles, and there's water. And then the wind blowing around me, there's the air. So I have all the elements kind of swirling around me, okay? And as I looked down today and I got my feet in the dirt, it was the first day that I'd actually seen, I saw this giant, giant spider. Now, normally, my reaction is seeing a giant outside spider, right? Me in its area. It's not in my house. It's outside. It's in its element. Is a little bit of fear because it was a pretty big and enormous spider. And but my emotion this morning was, what is the message, right? I'm looking down. I'm taking my deep breath. I'm asking my angels, my guides, my helpers, my spirit team, my ancestors, the earth elements, the spirit elements, the nature elements, the animal elements, anything that is meant to help me to bring this message to the Grateful Fed family this morning. That this was I asked them to come in and give me guidance. And when I saw the spider, I want to tell y'all what it looked like and what it made me think of. And so I came inside. It looked like, and I got to find it because I don't know where it's at. I didn't pull it out, but I did go look it up. It looked like the spider in my Avalon deck. It looked just like the spider. And when I saw that spider, my message was, you don't need to pull a card to get a message. It's about being able to look all around you, right? Look all around you. And interestingly enough, when I looked down, I saw that spider, and that was what I was told to read the message from the spider today. And then I'm going to tell you what that said. Then we're going to talk about the next part of this message today, right? The looking down part. Here it is. This is what that spider looked like. That's what that spider outside looked like. Was that exactly right there? And when I came inside this morning, after looking at that, I want to read you what the spider said, and I want to show you this. That's what I saw outside, right? Good morning, good morning, good morning. And here's the message from the spider. It says, the spider reminds you that you have within you the gift to create meaningful, purposeful work. Within you is an artist waiting to be expressed. Think about this. Do you write in a journal each day? Do you draw, paint, cook, or play music? Do you realize that everything you do on a daily basis is an act of co creation with divine? Everything you do on a daily basis. It's co-creation with divine. That's important. That's important. The spider signals that it's time to be aware of your responsibility for the creations in your life. Maybe you need to rethink an issue and apply your inner artist to find a solution. If you're unhappy with anything, ask yourself, how can I create a better, more productive, and loving experience for myself and others? Whether you see yourself as an artist or not, you're always co creating with divine. You are the architect of your own happiness and fulfillment. What life are you building? Don't just sit there. This is your time to create. So, this was the message that I got when I looked down today and I saw the spider. And it reminded me when I read that, right? When I came in and I read that, it reminded me that so often we lose sight of the fact that we are divinely guided. That everything that we do, there's a divine hand in it. I always say that my religion believes I believe in namaste. And I say that the divine in me recognizes the divine in you, right? And when I tell y'all that the magic in what I do is not based on just my magic, right? Not just the intentionality, not just the fact that I call in source and life force energy. And I said intentionality when I make and prepare your foods, right? When I make and prepare the elevated edibles. How I also know that because the intentionality is set with those things, to say whatever the end user, whatever the Grateful Fed family member, whatever the person who purchases these items, who takes these items to fulfill whatever it is that they're trying to fulfill, right? Whether it's saying, hey, I'm tired of hurting, whether it's I need some sleep, whether it's, hey, I've had a really long week and it's Friday night and we're gonna have game night, right? And we're gonna have a good time. Many experiences these past few days have brought in focus. I love this. I'm not sure who this is, okay? But good morning, good morning, good morning. So the spider came up, right? And it was all about that co-creation with divine. Now I talk about the fact that I've been given this series of things to talk about, which is clear, calm, collected, to be connected. And I gotta take these off for some reason. My arm is just like itching all of a sudden, really bad. It's Rachel. Hey Rachel. Hey Rachel. Hello, hello, hello. And it's interesting because that is kind of the goal, right? The goal for me has been, Rachel, StreamYard does that from time to time. You just have to give them permission to use it. Um, since I got this message from Source, to be clear, grounded in charge, get a clear routine, to stay calm, to remember, take the breaths, right? Don't react if triggered. Stop, drop, and roll. I should remember that, but I don't ever remember it. Stop, drop, and roll, right? Um, make um, make a list. Do something to keep you calm, right? So when you get clear, you get grounded, you get charged, you get a clear routine, you get movement in your life, meditation in your life. That'll help you to remember to take the breaths to stay calm. And when you get clear and calm, it'll help you to be collected, which means it'll help you have you won't be rambling, you'll be on point. Don't ramble, get a message, stick with it, right? Focus, focus, focus. And that's going to help you to be connected. Now, when this message was delivered to me, right? When this message was delivered to me, I was in a place of it's going to be all sunshine and rainbows. And this entire month, we are going to remember in September, because this is what I thought Source was telling me, right? Co creation with divine. I thought clear, calm, collected, connected. I hear ego intoxication, ego intoxication. Ego intoxication said to me, girl, you've been doing good. You got your little routine going on. You're clear, you're calm, you're collected, you're going to be connected. Now take that message to the Grateful Fed and make sure, right, that all of the people that you plant the seeds for hear the message. Now, what I didn't realize, right, what I didn't even realize, what I did not even, like, in my brain was not thinking, right? The ego was like not letting me remember this part. This was not saying, good job, Tammy. Good job for being clear, calm, collected, and connected, Tammy. This was not Source patting me on the back, right? This was not Source, right? Telling me, good job, good job. This was Source going, hey, September's going to be a shit show. And I'm giving you the tools you need in advance to be able to recover some of this month and not lose it. And it's up to you whether or not you use this. And just like I get upset and I get frustrated and I say things to y'all all the time about, I don't understand it. We've been talking about like self love and acceptance and being in flow, and self care is not selfish, and learning how to the power of one and all of these things that we have been talking about. And then I see people kind of, floundering or still struggling and having hard times. And, I was like, why? I'm like, it's just mindset. You just got to change your mind. And in my brain, I was like, it's clear, calm, collected. And Source was like, hey, watch me whip, watch me nay nay. And Source and God through, like, I felt like I was on level one of Donkey Kong and I was Mario. And my goal was the little princess, right? My goal was the little princess. And Source was the monkey, was Donkey Kong. And all month long, I just felt like there was a never ending barrage this month of barrels coming at me. Can anybody relate to that? Can I get a hallelujah, amen? Can y'all give me some thumbs up, some hearts, some interaction here? I need y'all. Good morning, Meredith. Good morning, everybody. Thank y'all so much for being here. We need a reminder more, and it hurts, right? Sometimes the message for ourselves more than the masses. Girl, you ain't telling me, right? You ain't telling me. Ride the wave. Yes, you got to ride it, right? You got to learn how to jump on those barrels, and you got to learn how to like just get your feet going. If y'all can see my feet, it's like doing like the ride in the barrels below me. But you have to realize, right, that and that's what God was saying to me. And this spider card about co-creation with divine, it was saying, hey, I was talking to you like you talked to the Grateful Dead. We are in co-creation here, Tammy, right? I'm working on you, I'm working on them, you're helping me create this intentional community. It's a co-creation with divine, right? And it's out of my hands. I am right there in the trenches with every single one of you. When I say this is a grateful fed family, this is a grateful fed community. This is what we are, right? And the reason I call us the grateful fed is because number one, we eat, right? We talk about edibles. So it's the grateful fed because we're talking about feeding each other, right? But I don't talk about just feeding you from a literal, physical feeding you standpoint, even though that is my love language and I will feed you all day long. Ask Sheila when you work here, I'm even like, okay, we got to do lunch. I'm like, what do y'all need for lunch? It matters to me for people to like, I don't know, have substance as far as food. But I also want to be able, right? I also want to be able to feed you and give you substance for stuff that's going to feed your soul, right? That's going to feed your soul and allow you to grow emotionally, spiritually, and physically. And so, feeding the soul too. Exactly. Exactly. And your struggle was a message to the rest of us that we need to pay attention and take care of ourselves personally before we can spread the message to the rest. And I'm going to leave it up for a second. And I always say this. I say that it's a mess. My life is a mess until I can determine the message, right? There's always a message in your mess. And when you're living in your mess, right? When there's no message, when you can't see the message, you're still living in your mess. You can't talk about it. You can't share about it. You can't see the way out of it. You can't beat your way out of it. But I want to say this. I want to say this about what Heather just said, right? My struggle was a message to the rest of us, right? That we need to pay attention and take care of ourselves personally. But I want to say this as well, because I talk about us being a family and I talk about us helping each other out. And I love the fact that y'all are amazing. And as much as I say like I'm here to help whatever you need, I want to give a gigantic, enormous, humongous, the biggest I can give shout out to this community of women and men and ladies and gentlemen and non-binary and whatever you identify as. Every person here is welcome, and y'all know that we don't yuck anybody's yum. I use those terms lightly as far as like every man, woman, and child, right? Their children are in here. But every single one of the Grateful Fed family members, every single person in this group, um, you helped me get through this mess, right? Every time that I was in the last couple of days when I felt the worst I've felt in a really long time, when I was questioning things, when I was going through this, like, whatever I was going through, this mess that I was in, when I felt like nothing I do matters, and this is just, I'm just, you get in we get in our headspace, right? Um, there was somebody in my DM, right? There was somebody, how much help do you give before you walk away? That is my struggle. Here's what I'm going to tell you, Dorothy. I'm going to pull this up. This is a very, very good question, right? I say, this is how I operate. And I'm gonna give you this the best piece of advice I can give you. Okay. I've been talking about this for a while about giving people help, and you can give them a hand up, you can't give them a handout sometimes, right? And sometimes, like when you go paying for gold, right? When we go and we look for like precious metals, one of the ways they do this, I think this big scoop, right? And they scoop down onto the riverbank and they have this sieve or this like miner's pit pan, and they shake all the dirt kind of falls out of it, and it only leaves the things that are like have formed under pressure, like the gold nuggets and the diamonds and things kind of rise to the top. Now, I'm going to tell you this. If you're asking that question about how much help do you give before you walk away, I don't believe that I ever walk away. What I say is that I am going to hold space for you. I can send you love and light, but I can't give you my sunshine. I can't give you my light bulb. When you feel like you're putting out your light bulb to give it to somebody else, then that's too much. You have to share the light that you have. You have to lead by example. We're going to talk about that today. It's about planting the seed and then living your life and leading by example. And that's how you water and that's how you give sunshine. You have to step away and you have to, I say you can eat, but it's not at my table. I want them to eat, but not at my table. And I say this, I operate from a place where in every instance, I say, I am operating and giving you the best that I have. I always do my best. Sometimes my best ain't shit. Sometimes last week my best was not shit. My best sucked, but it was the best that I had. And what I had to learn with this clear, calm, collected, and connected was that if you accept that you're best, that you've got a lot in you, when you're always operating from a place of doing your best, you have to accept when your best isn't shit. You have to be okay and give yourself gentleness, ease, and grace with that, right? I am feeling so much better. What I'm going to tell you is if you're asking that question, you have to learn to hold space and to help from a distance. Because if you're in the mire and the muck, you're not helping anybody. And that's what I've had to learn. I had to learn to plant the seeds and walk away. Plant the seeds and then live by example. Let my sunshine of my life be the sunshine that fertilizes and gives those plants light. There are people who I really truly believe that I was helping, that I was there for, that I was kind to, who told me that I was selfish and that I was doing things for the wrong reason and that I was never nice to them. They didn't think I was nice to them at all. And it blew my mind. And then I questioned myself. And I was like, you know what? Why am I questioning myself? I know that I always operate from the best. So I had to close the door with that person, step away, right? Before I walked away, I said, I am neither of those things. I am not fake and I am not selfish. I do not need to justify that to you. I do not need your support, right? But I will hold space of love and light for you because I know that anything that you kind of attack me on, it's a personal struggle, and you hold space and you put them in your blessings and you ask to send love and light to them, but you also have to protect your space. So if you're asking that question, I'm going to encourage you to put on your energy bubble suit to say, okay, God, I need you to protect my energy. I need you to give me the ability to recharge my own batteries, but don't allow others to take my energy. And that's, Dorothy, I'm glad you asked this while I have it up there because I had not been doing that. I had not been releasing the ties to every single person that I was sending out love and light for. I was not holding space. I was holding a cord to that person, right? Here's something I learned. I'm not sure who this is. I think it might be Rachel, maybe. Um, if you fix someone else's messes all the time, they aren't learning. We are actually hindering their growth, right? Teach a man to fish, he eats for eternity. Give a man a fish, he eats for the day. So, what you want to do is you want to step back. You want to lead by example, live your life in a way, right? That is you do your best, and then they will see that example, and that's how that will work. And I agree with that. I don't believe in fixing anything for anybody. I am going to give you the tools, right? Jen Cagman, and I don't know if I'm always. Oh, okay, that's okay. Yeah. So, you give them the tools, right? You allow them the tools. Like, here's what you can do. Why don't you try meditating on it? Why don't you try journaling on it? Why don't you do these things that'll help you to come to your own conclusion. That's what you should be doing with those people, right? Is that you can hold space for them, but you can't go in because that's what I tried to do, right? I tried to get my hands directly involved in all of it. And I'm saying this, Dorothy, because I always say if I'm pointing at you and you feel like I'm preaching at you, like pointing here, I'm pointing back at me. Like I'm talking about me. These are always from a place of I've been there. been there, done that, wouldn't teach it out, right? So um, that we got a little off topic, right? But the spider, right? The spider talking about a co-creation with divine. The fact that I did not realize that this message was not for me. This clear, calm, collected, and connected. I really believe that it was for the masses. Like, okay, I've got my shit together. Right? This ego intoxication. Ego thinks I've got it all figured out. And if you think that this journey through spirituality and awakening and self growth and self love and learning how to be unbothered, right? Learning how to be collected, because collected means unbothered. Things don't bother you. You're clear. You're calm. You're grounded. You can breathe. You're taking the breaths. You're not being triggered. You're collected to have a conversation, right? And then when you do all of those things, you can be connected. Now, all of these things might happen and go away within moments of each other, right? Got too big for your britches. Yeah, kind of. It's kind of the exact same thing. I didn't realize. I thought, okay, I've got it figured out. Like I've got karma coming to me. That's right. I had no like. It was like source was like, hold my beer. Let me show you. Let me put some adversity in your way, because you don't understand it. Let me help you understand it. Let me help you understand it. Let me throw some things at you, right? Because what might seem just, and it's interesting, right? I'm gonna tell y'all the story. So last Monday, a week ago tomorrow, I had one of the worst days I have had in a really, 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 really long time. I posted that post about y'all hold space. I am struggling today, cherry on top. Last Monday was awful. In the day, it was just one of those absolutely cluster F's of a day. Like going to two different locations to get U-Hauls, like an hour late getting started, things not working the right way. You name it. Last Monday, I felt like it was just awful. Now, at the end of Monday, I was crying on the phone to my sister, who listens to all of mine. I will melt down to two people pretty much, my sister and my husband. Um, those two people get all of the, like, when I am weak, they are strong. And Red spent most of Monday night, I guess, praying that he wasn't going to get whatever sickness I still had in me, because I was still running a fever, as I laid on his chest for over an hour and just sobbed. Like, sobbed, okay? I mean, sobbed. And I talked to my sister, and my sister woo-wooed me. And my sister's not a woo-woo person. She's like, hey, stop and take a breath. That's what she would tell me to do. I was like, you're right. So everything you needed to get done today got done today. It took you a few extra steps to do it. It was a little more difficult than you anticipated. But look at the perspective of it. Stop and look back at the day. What did you have to get done today? And I told her I needed to get my equipment picked up from Lynchburg and put into the shop and get the U-Haul truck returned and still be in it. She's like, hang on. She says, but did you get that done? Did you get that done today? I was like, yes, I did. I got that done today. But she's like, but nothing. Stop. Don't talk. Nothing after the but. She's like, perspective. This is exactly what you would tell me, right? It sucked in the moment. You don't feel good, yes, but in the grand scheme of things, you everything you needed to do, you got done today. So was it really that awful of a day? It would have been way more awful had all of that happened and you still not got your stuff accomplished. I was like, damn, you're right. You're exactly right. And she said, so let's think about it, right? She says, did you really have the worst day in the whole wide world? Because I know a lot of days that we've had that are awful, that she's like, nothing went right and we got nothing accomplished. So is this really the worst day you've ever had in perspective of it? I was like, no, it's not. No, it's not. And then I was able to pattern interrupt that stinking thinking. And I was finally able to find gratitude in that no good, awful, terrible, bad day. But, right? But, my sister said to me, she's like, had you not said those things to me 6 months ago when I was having a terrible, awful, terrible, bad day, I would not have known to give them to you. We are constantly in co-creation with divine. Every single one of you are divine. Every single person who watches this, whether you watch it now or you watch it later, you have divinity inside of you. So where I pour into you all, when I take this time and I pour into everyone, it's because it's pouring into our community. It's pouring into our family. The things that you give and that you pour into other people come back to you like that. I'm like, this karma, look at this karma is amazing. The people checked on me. The people gave me the words I needed to hear. Where I am weak, you are strong. And there are days whenever I have to be strong because you're not there yet. But that's what family does for one another. That's what we are building here, right? And even on terrible, no good, bad days, right? There's somebody there to be the voice of reason. There's somebody there to encourage you that, hey, you did your best. It's the best that you can do. That this is a co-creation. This is not the Tammy Nelson show, and I don't mean for it to be. And I get it. You know, I started building this community. It's what it is. It's the Hometown Hippie Elevated Edibles group, but it's the Grateful Fed family. The magic is the connection, right? The connected, right? The clear, calm, collected. The connected. The connected is when you get connected to source, it's not just this giant white light energy that comes from the heavens, right? But when you create a community, when we create this community and we connect Heather to Rachel and Sheila to Sarah and Sarah to Heather and Heather to Dennis and Dennis to Gina and Gina to Melanie and Melanie to Billy and Billy Ann to Jennifer and Jennifer to Carly and Carly to Tammy and Tammy to Red and Red to you see what I'm saying? We all look for this connection, this bright white light energy connection of like this all powerful like Morgan Freeman voice going, well, today, you know, we expect these like messages to come in, this connection to source, right? To be this white light energy to our guides, to our angels, to our helpers. But think about the connection we have to one another and how powerful things are when we connect our hearts together. If you have not been coming to heart space meditation, when we get in together and we connect our energies, it feels like you can feel I can feel it right now. Like I've got chill bumps, right? When we connect our energies and we send this heart space message out to the world, that is just as much God energy as, you know, a miracle from heaven. Can I get a hallelujah, amen? Right? Every single one of us have divinity inside of us. And that connection not just doesn't come from up high, it comes from all around. And I think that that's when it goes back, right? We talk about this horizontal versus vertical morality and understanding that the higher powers is vertical, right? Having this higher power that we all want to like achieve, we're trying to climb the ladder, but having this horizontal idea, right? This horizontal idea of morality about how our motivation comes from the positive and negative impacts that we have on those around us. Sarah says, I'm so thankful for this family that's been through it all with me lately. I know I've been a bit absent, but I felt all the love and light through things. I love that. And we have been. We have been sending you love and light. We've been sending your grandma love and light. I have been sending your mother, everybody that I know that you need love and light for, your granddaddy. We have been sending it out, Sarah, and we hope that you felt it, and we're going to send it to you. And you can harness that, right? You can harness that and send that out to your family as well. To your physical family, not just your soul family. So one of the things that I had in a session of mine about this calm, collected, centered, connected was about notice, pause, correct, and redirect. So start noticing when I'm feeling out of flow, being able to notice it, to pause, to redirect and correct my thoughts, and then redirect. And with the calm, centered, collected, connected, that's all kind of in that whole thing, right? So as we go into these series, it's more about the ability to remember, right? The ability to remember that we're not always going to be able to maintain that space. I would love to be able to. When we start ascending, and as we, we do better, we hold space longer and all the things, right? That we're able to get clear. Good morning, Amanda. Calm, get collected, to be connected. But it's really more of a thing to tell you this. When things start going shitty, because they inevitably things are going to go crazy and haywire, and your world's going to get rocked occasionally, right? It's a reminder that this is how we can regroup. It's not about staying out of the hot water. It's about getting out, being able to recover and get out of it, right? Being able to say, hey, I need to pause, um, notice, pause, redirect to correct to redirect. And being able to, be clear, be calm. All those things kind of go hand in hand. Does that make sense? Kind of get some thumbs up, some hearts, some O faces, and just pound those buttons for me. Um, That's something else I want to share with you. Hang on. Trying to find it. Can't find it. I'm trying to find it. Hang on, y'all. I'm finding it. All right. Well, I can't find it. I can't find it. It might be another one. Can't find it. Oh well. Oh well. You know how it'll come up when it's supposed to come out. It'll come up when it's supposed to come up. There's more power in the masses than alone. Leaning to each other, we are not meant to handle the world alone. Thus has been my biggest piece of shadow work today. I need other like-minded people to achieve the best. Yes. And as in co-creation with each and every one of you, right? It matters to me that I recognize that. And I understand that being connected is not just about, like I said, that big source energy. It is also about the connection you have with the people who are here for you every day, right? God sends us each other, right? It's like the trees kind of, you need each other to grow. All their roots are interconnected. It's just like that with us. And that's what I was trying to find. It was about how um, the roots, how our roots matter and how we are connected more than we think because of what's happening underneath the surface. So, and that's a lot of like talking about the wildflowers growing, the ones that I planted, right? And I'll talk about that a little bit more tomorrow morning on Wake and Bake. But today we are trying to stay within an hour. We're at 45 minutes. So that was the message today. I hope that it resonated with somebody. I'm thinking that somebody needed to hear that. I know Heather says that it's only getting close. Oh, I love that. Yes, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. It's sitting so close. I have made some of the finest connections people I've ever spent a physical moment. I know. I feel the same way. And I can't wait to physically spend time with each and every one of you. So today we're going to pull our crystal affirmation card and we're going to get a message from our crystal. Let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11. And this is the card that is to the highest and best good of the Grateful Fed community. This is the card that we need this week to go out and to be able to stay calm, centered, collected, to be connected. Are there any spots left? Yes, there is a spot left. There is a spot left. If anybody has any pyrite, can you please send me some pyrite? Let the money flow in, pyrite. I've been getting pyrite. I've got people telling me to get pyrite. It's in my journal. I've had messages about, hey, you need some pyrite. I need some pyrite, apparently. Pyrite. Here's our message for the week. A financial breakthrough is on its way. You have the power to create the wealth you desire. Put in the time and energy needed to pursue your financial goals. Hard work pays off. Be a money magnet and call prosperity into your life in all its forms. Money and fortune don't always appear in the way you would expect, so keep your eyes open for all the financial opportunities that present themselves to you. You are on the right track. Keep working, keep moving, keep going, and you will see the rewards. Reap the rewards, sorry. Okay, so core questions, right? What are your financial goals? This is some good, like, great journal questions. And these are probably for somebody because normally we don't talk a lot about money and abundance here in this group because I really feel like abundance comes from, um, I'm sure Sam Fry can as well. Um, and I think that a lot of times, like, people freak out talking about like abundance and wealth and things like that because we all measure it differently. We all measure wealth and abundance differently. But it's important because until you can actually talk about money from a place of like non gripping and non like ego, sometimes you struggle with it. So if you learn to like build a better relationship with your financial life, right? And don't chase money, you'll find that it comes to you way easier. So, what are your financial goals? Good journal question. What is your definition of success? That's a good question because it looks different to every single person. If every single person here right now, if I gave you like a journal prompt, it would be like 30 minutes, we came back and we shared. If I asked you to journal for 30 minutes, defining what success looks like to you, I would venture to say that every person's journal would read a lot different, right? If you had all the money that you could ever want, what would you do with it? Again, that's one of those things I bet you that every person's got a different answer to that question. And then our crystal affirmation this week. So every day, get up. Here's your affirmation to say in the mornings. Financial prosperity surrounds me. Claim it. Stand in it and claim it. Today, keep working towards your goals, knowing your effort will pay off. And I love that for y'all. I love that for all of us, right? I love that for all of us. On that note, we are wrapping up Sunday sermon within the time frame that I promised. I'm very proud of that. We will be back tomorrow with our regular live schedule for Wake and Bake. What's Up Wednesday is Wednesday night, and then we have Wake and Bake on Friday. Back on Sunday sermon. I love each and every one of you. I want to tell you thank you so very much. So very, very much for keeping an eye on me and checking on me when my best was not the best that I've ever given, right? It was what I had. I love each and every one of you. I hope that you will go out this week and you will be prosperous, that you will do your best to stay calm, centered, collected, to be connected. If you need us, reach out. Remember, this is our group. I am going to be asking if you're interested in being a brand ambassador. I'm going to be shooting over a Zoom link. We're going to talk a little bit today, probably sometime today, if y'all have a few minutes. I'm going to go to the bathroom, then I'm going to come back and I'll set the Zoom out for y'all. And we're going to talk about what that looks like. So if you're interested in being a brand ambassador, it does a little bit of work, but it will be able to pay off and get you some free goodies on your end if you'd like it. So I hope y'all will tune in for that. It may be this afternoon. We'll do a little Zoom, and I'll probably have a makeup one later this week. So stay tuned for that. Headed to celebrate birthdays today. Happy birthday to all the people that need birthdays. Mine's coming up. Ooh. I love y'all. And as always, as we say the things we say, peace, love, and feast. And as always, stay elevated. I love y'all.